another episode of the Shifty podcast. I am Luís, aka Sparnsloth, and today we have...
TJ, aka TJ1023.
TDBTyler.
Hi, my name is Sir Mix-a-Lot, and I like big butts and I cannot lie.
That's not actually your name.
No, it's...
Well,
You're a
the Rose
liar.
can deny.
You're kicked off.
My name's
I'm
Nick.
Gus. I will be Gus, and you're gone.
Actually, Nick is Vanilla Ice, so...
Oh yeah, Vanilla Ice.
Actually,
Copping Queen and David Bowie.
if we compared this podcast to, like, you know, the Rooster Teeth podcast members, I think that if Jim were on an episode, Jim would be like Gus. Luís, you are maybe Miles. Yeah, I think you're like Miles. Tyler, you are
Barbara.
Yes, you're Barbara.
Because you're both
Nick,
blonde.
you're
that's
Gavin.
it.
Yes!
Wait,
Wait.
Can you explain why am I Miles, why is Nick Gavin, why is Tyler Barbara?
Why is the
Well,
non-British person
I'm
Gavin?
fucking awesome, man.
What the
Well,
fuck?
it's not British, it's mentality. And we all know Gavin's mentality. Am I right?
Yeah,
Maybe
fucking awesome.
maybe Gavin or Brandon. One or the other. They both have that kind of thing going on where they say things that don't necessarily make much sense to the rest of the people on the podcast.
Okay, so why Miles, Barbara, and you haven't said yours?
Oh, I feel like I'm Bernie, but that I
Nah.
might be biased because I like Bernie.
Can TJ be Carrie?
I think TJ's
Carrie.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon. How am I Brandon?
I don't know.
I love how you take
I think you're
offense to
Miles
it.
because Miles is pretty laid back,
I
and
vote on
you know he
Carrie.
laughs a lot, and he occasionally comes up with a stupid joke. That's you, Luís.
Woo! Woo! See, my voice still a bit messed up.
Oh yeah, we
And
need to
Tyler
explain
is
that.
Barbara, if Barbara was a dude. No, you don't say too many puns.
Ah, I need to fix that. But we need to explain.
Maybe you're more like Carrie, Tyler.
Ah, cool, I'm cool with that. But we need to explain something about what Luís has gone through the past couple of days with his
Yeah.
fucking voice. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's on the podcast today.
Lewis got the gout.
Yeah, he got the gout.
Believe it or not,
What?
Luís is our surprise guest today.
Yeah.
It's just that last week I had like a few different allergies, and one of them was because of dust. But this one was pretty strong, and so all of a sudden I lost my voice, like between Friday and Saturday or Saturday and Sunday. All I know is that I had like 4 or 5 days without my voice, and just today it came back, thank God. And it sucks because I like talking. You
Yeah.
may or not realize. And so I missed like a bunch of opportunities to make jokes and stuff on my daily routine, and that was bad. So now I just have like aggressive coughing fits, but you know. And I think my voice is still a bit weird, but whatever.
I think the big difference, well, not the big difference, but the big reason why he's here is because of that graph I put out recently, and he didn't want TJ to start catching him up. So he was like, fuck this, I'm going to be on this podcast even if I don't say anything. I just don't want TJ catching up with me.
I see how it is, Luís.
Yeah, no.
Challenge accepted. Time
Nick-
note to self. Time to nuke Brazil.
I feel sorry for Nick because I made that graph and then he's on 2 podcasts straight afterwards. So he's probably like,
Yeah,
Third.
I was gonna post a comment saying like that needs to be updated, man. But then I thought it kind of sounded like an asshole, so I didn't say that.
Well,
but now I
Tyler
say
actually-
it, and I still kind of sound like an asshole.
Tyler made a good explanation for it. You know, 30 podcasts, pretty even number.
yeah.
Speaking of which, 30 podcasts, that's pretty amazing. I didn't think we'd make it this far.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to drag it through, didn't we, guys? I mean, it was enjoyable every step of the way.
I'll be honest, there have been a couple episodes like over this past summer because everybody was doing stuff. It was really hard to get people to record.
Yeah.
Well,
We had some slow episodes. Now we're back, better than ever.
we are back. I'm back.
We have
No, I'm joking. That's so
never been
egotistical.
out, to be honest.
Okay, there were some points where I honestly, like, some days I'm like, last week didn't go so well. I don't know if I want to do it this week. And I would just drag myself on, and I'd be like half asleep or something because obviously during the summer, I would have woken up like 3 hours before the podcast starts at 6 p.m.
That's why you have those podcasts that you regret, though, because you wake up beforehand already feeling like you're going to regret it.
Tyler, were you about to say fingering? You would have fingering? Because that sounds like you were about to say.
Fingering? Why would I say
fingering.
fingering?
Waking
Tyler,
up
the
about
fingering
fingering.
guy.
You.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Ugh.
The thing is, I've like the chart said I've been on like 26 out of the 30 podcasts, and I'm sure probably only in about half of those I've actually been in a talkative mood or had my brain working in a talkative way, because I'm not normally a very social person, so it kind of depends on the podcast.
You're not a talkative person, yet you're second on that list.
Yes.
I think what he means is that TJ actually lives in a cave. Like, he pretends his family is around, but it's just a bunch of pre-recorded voices because he ran away from home, and now he lives in a cave, surrounded by bats.
I live in a cave, broadband internet. Yes, got me.
Wouldn't there be a search warrant out for him then? And then like
Search
the police?
warrant?
Yeah,
What,
because
did I
he
run
ran
away from home, or did I run away from prison?
No, but like when people go missing, like they set out a search warrant for them, and if they heard your voice on the podcast,
they don't put out a search warrant. They put out an APB or an
yeah,
Amber
that
Alert.
thing. Same difference.
I have no idea what APB stands for, but it's not a search warrant.
Well, potato, TJ.
And
Jeez.
a search warrant.
You
A
say
search
potato,
warrant
I
is
say
when you're going into
potato.
somebody's house and searching for something. You don't search for somebody with a warrant. You can have a warrant out for your arrest.
I'm learning stuff about warrants today. This is a good podcast already.
I've been watching a lot of crime shows lately. Oh, this brings up something else. We all know Joel used to do acting, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I saw Joel on an old episode of a show called Criminal Minds. He was an extra. He just had he had one line, and it was said just in the same way that Joel always says stuff. He was talking about what was it? The whole episode was about what's a word? I can't think of it. Shit. What's a person that is like they do stuff outside the law?
A criminal.
They fight crime.
Perpetrator.
Outlaw?
Oh,
Perp.
It starts with a V.
vigilante.
Vigilante.
Oh, okay.
It was a vigilante serial killer episode. And at the end of the episode, they had this whole thing where they were like interviewing random people on the street. And like the first or second person they quote unquote interviewed was Joel. And he was like, well, the guy was just doing what I think we all wanted to do. And it was just like Joel. Like the way Joel acts and the way Joel is like the same thing. And even though he was saying something that I'm sure was meant to be completely serious, I've heard Joel talk, and I've seen Joel in so many things that I couldn't take it seriously, and I just started laughing.
I can imagine you like sitting there watching it with your family, and then you just see him, and you're like, and no one understands why the fuck you're laughing.
What family?
You
I
mean
live
the
in a
family he
cave.
ran away from?
Oh god, full circle on that already.
He was watching with his bats.
Yeah, my pet bat.
But speaking of pets, TJ, I'm almost done with the designs I'm supposed to send you. Because the other day, I had an idea. Like, I had a bunch of ideas for podcast t-shirts. But I was stupid enough to not register the ideas. Like, I didn't draw anything, I didn't write anything down, so I lost a bunch of them. But I was able to salvage some of them. And so I drew them, and TJ's gonna do like the whole actually making it look presentable stuff. And then I think I'm gonna make a few to, wear myself.
I'd buy that.
You need to have quotes on the back, like, what would be a good quote?
I like
Goats.
big butts and I cannot lie.
No, quotes from the
Lollipop lizards
podcast.
next time.
Just goats.
Yeah, goats. No explanation, with an exclamation
No,
mark.
just goats.
I
With
was
the
actually
just.
thinking about that. We need to find like somebody who's, the very one person who likes us just enough to do something for us, to go through all of our podcasts and pick out like
And
the best
gather
quotes.
quotes.
Okay
I've got
then.
the
nothing
same.
better to do.
Guys, did you want me to do that, considering I pretty much listen to half the podcasts anyway to edit the fucking things? I mean, spoiler alert confession. Hashtag.
Well, we don't want to overwork our editor, because if we overwork the editor, then we end up with like weird noises over our voices.
Like,
But then again, if you want to go at it, Tyler, feel free to do so. I might try to do this from now on, since I do have to listen to the podcast again to make the link shitter. So we could get our forces, I guess.
yeah, like, I had a few ideas that I've kept under wraps, which I'm going to explain off podcast one day, maybe. And I think I might listen through all the podcasts again, just for 2 different reasons now. This is interesting. I'm
Yeah,
liking this
like,
podcast. I have ideas now.
For now, I just mentioned the t-shirts because I don't really have a plan to put them out for sale. It's just like for personal use. So
Ugh.
I'm not selling that.
You disgusting human being. Why would you do... Oh, like, just regular personal use. I got it.
Yeah, like not for jerking off.
Oh wow, made it make it dirty, Tyler.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna jerk off to the t-shirts. I'm just gonna wear them.
I mean, what?
To t-shirts. Like on your dick.
Oh, good idea, Nick. I might do that.
I
Like
love
instead
the
of a sock,
elaboration.
Okay, I was gonna say something, but it was just no. Okay.
What do you want for Christmas? Clean socks? What happened to all your old clean socks? I can't wear them anymore.
Alright.
God damn it! I wanted.
Crying out
That
loud.
was the unzipping sound. Okay, Tyler, if you
I'm-
can cut that out because I think that was really bad.
Wait, did you mean...
Nah.
I can't even do it.
The black t-shirt part, please do.
Yeah.
Do I have
It's
to
a joke.
fucking cut it out?
It's
Fine,
yeah.
I'll...
Okay.
Because we
Our,
beat...
our, our
we'll
audience
beep it
is
out.
mature.
We'll beep
Or
it
not,
Alright,
out.
just beep
because
it out. Beep it out.
It's a
Let them
joke
wonder.
that
Let
I
them
didn't
wonder.
want. I didn't want to make the joke, but then I decided to make it, and now I don't think it was good.
For anyone
We
that's
need to
listening
just-
that's wondering what the beeps were, it was a joke that he thought was funny, but wasn't funny. It was in no way offensive.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
it
not that it
was-
wasn't funny, but it was way too disgusting even for my standards.
I might
So-
just leave it unbeeped now.
Yeah, then you could just beep out the part where you're explaining why you beeped it out.
Just put a long beep
Can we
over the
beep
entire
out, like,
podcast,
TJ.
and then just cut out the few parts that actually have usable audio.
It's beepception.
Christ. Okay, I'm going to talk about my confession, which is me editing the
Tyler
podcast for the
actually
past
has
10 weeks.
diarrhea. Oh,
That's
sorry.
not the confession, but I have
You can say it
several.
again. Shit.
Well done, Luís. I'm leaving that in. But I have a confession, and it relates back to the last podcast because my confession is that under cover and behind the scenes for the past 10 weeks now, since episode 21, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I was invited onto one of your podcasts at last minute, and I said I couldn't do it. I wish I could help any other way, and that somehow made me an editor, and that just stuck. But last week, I felt like punching all of you. Like, I swear to God, we rescheduled everything. We rescheduled it all. The only person I don't want to punch is Nick, because he did something very good that I'm very thankful for. He sorted out his levels of volume, which saved me about 2 hours worth of editing. But holy shit, under like a really tight schedule, you guys get a 5-man podcast going on that's really long and has a ton of shit that you told me to edit out. I was like, how the
That was
fuck am I going to
mostly
do
Vic.
this in a
To be
day?
fair, that was Vic that told me to edit
Yeah,
stuff
that
out.
was all Vic.
Yeah,
and
that was a
one
brilliant
Luís.
part, but Vic insisted that it should get bleeped out, so...
Yeah, we're not going to say
I was
what
like,
that
too.
part is. But holy shit. I'm really thankful that Nick listened to me at the beginning and I said, just back off a couple feet. And he did without asking any questions, and it was
Didn't you
like
tell me
perfectly in
about-
line.
To turn my mic down?
I think both of you did, and you and
I
Luís
thought I
and
turned
Nick
mine
were
down.
in line.
It's not that I'm turning my mic down. It's that I have like my own mic that's connected to a cord, but it's not connected to my headphones, so I can like move it anywhere I want. So I have it right now. It's 3 feet away from my laptop.
Jeez.
Yeah,
So
I
where
have
are
an
you?
individual mic too.
Wait,
I
wait,
can like
so
move it in
if
and
I
out.
slowly get closer to the mic, you're gonna hear me get louder, and if I slowly back away from the mic, you're going to hear me get softer.
Not if I do my editing correctly, and it will sound like you haven't moved at all.
Yeah, Tyler.
You just made his
an
job
asshole.
harder. Good job, Nick.
Well done, Nick. No, I'm joking.
Now you're an asshole.
Hearts
Not
all
last
around,
week,
Tyler.
but this week.
Yay! But yeah, it's weird actually talking on the podcast. That's scary. Not just listening to it or hearing it being recorded. Ugh. I feel like I'm going to make a mistake and say something that's going to be beeped out, and then I'm going to be the world's biggest hypocrite.
Actually, you know what's funny?
Boobs.
What?
I was on the podcast last week, and
Yeah.
I listened to the podcast as soon as it came out because that was just fucking funny. And I don't remember anything that you bleeped out.
Well, that's podcast syndrome for you. It's like the greatest way to censor something. Just not watch the podcast again. You won't remember any of
I
it.
remember it from like contexts, but no, I don't remember anything that you edited out.
For the sake of Vic, I'm not going to repeat the stuff that was edited out because I remember it.
You'll just have to bleep yourself again.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to say it.
I mean, for me, it happens the other way around because so far I've been in almost every recording except for 2. So every time I listen to the podcast again for the link shitter, sometimes I wonder like, wait, didn't we talk about? Oh yeah, okay, got it out or something, you know?
I've always called it podcast syndrome because we're going to end this podcast and we're going to forget what we brought up at the beginning of the podcast. That's always how it works. Even you, Luís, you won't remember that we talked about that thing we started off with. You know, the
Apple pie?
No, not that thing. The first thing. See?
Pineapple pie.
Is it him being sick or before that?
Before that.
Oh,
We've
I
already
don't even
forgotten.
remember.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
have
pretty
no
sure
idea.
I'm the one who talked about it.
Well, you wouldn't remember like
What are
certain
we doing
quotes or-
again?
Recording a flim flam. That's it.
Podcast
Okay.
syndrome, also known as Alzheimer's.
Where am I? Who are you people?
What's
What is in my
TDBTyler?
hand?
Nick, this is the voice of your God. You will bow down to me and make me 33 babies to sacrifice.
Oh my god, you're lethal.
T is
Am
the
I-
fake
am I
god
that-
guy.
Am I that guy from Game of Thrones who just like throws his babies into the wood like an asshole?
Yeah. I
Fuck.
think his name is Fasta. Fasta? I don't know his name because they all have British accents, and sometimes
Oh,
you think no offense, Tyler, but sometimes like they say a name or they say a word and it sounds like one thing, but then it's spelt another way. For instance, like originally the word ass was just arse with an accent, and then
Yep.
it just became ass.
but my god, how did I get that cough? Luís, you motherfucker, I've got your cough. But
You're contagious, Luís.
Suck it, bitch.
Level
Are you
4
two in the
quarantine.
same room?
He's got Ebola.
yeah, we're in the same room. But how do you
Badge
spell
pump.
ass?
ASS.
See, I spell it differently because I'm awkward like that.
ARSE.
Yeah,
Why do you say ours?
because that's how I say ass, but it sounds really forced when I say ass. So I just say ass.
Ah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Because
you say
you're like
us,
saying-
you don't say arse.
yeah.
He's saying arse with a British accent. That's why it sounds
Yeah.
like ass or ass.
Oh, come on. Wait, but
Wow.
is ours like grammatically correct?
Well, it's just a pronunciation, like tomato, tomato.
But isn't like ass like arse in like the United Kingdom isn't necessarily considered a swear word or a bad word. But then like in America, ass, people are like, oh, you can't say ass. What's wrong with you? And then you say
Well-
asshole, and then people know what you're talking about. It's like, oh, we gotta beep this.
We're not beeping this for reals, but I don't know. Like, it's weird. I don't know what's considered a really bad word over here anymore because, I mean,
Well, certainly the N word.
Cunt
well,
bucket.
okay, yeah. There's some examples. Like, there's some words where you definitely know is bad, but there's some that are in the grey area.
N-word?
Like,
You mean like nightmare?
for fuck's sake, I was making a point, Luís.
Or narcotics.
But like,
Oh, come on, Nick.
Nicotine.
Narcotics,
That
really?
ganja dough.
I'm gonna beep one of these words randomly, and it's not gonna be the word, but everyone's gonna think you said it. Now, shut up.
Oh, I know.
Uh,
Nigeria.
like words like.
Wow, that was no. Come on, TJ.
Christ. But there's always
Crossing the
been
line, man.
there's Can I make this point? God damn it!
Nah.
You're not allowed
Go
to make
on.
points, Tyler.
But there's always been words that are in the grey area for me. Like, for example, words like fuck. You know that's offensive. But words like crap and ass and dumb, some people consider them really offensive, and I'm just like, no, I don't really at all in any way.
I can see the gray area for ass, but I haven't thought crap was a bad word since like 2nd grade.
Exactly,
Yeah.
neither have I, but some people think
That's
it's
my
really
2nd grade
bad.
Teacher, like, she literally said something like, "I'm tired of all your crap." It's like, she said a bad word.
Did you
I'm gonna
guys
say crap now.
did you guys all go, "Oh, you're gonna get in trouble," like this school children do? I don't know.
I have no idea what the context was or what happened before or after. I just remember that one thing from 2nd grade year. She was like pissed off or something.
And that's another
At
one
somebody.
pissed. You know,
I don't blame teachers for getting pissed off at students.
yeah.
My parole
Students
officer
are
won't let me
assholes.
say the word suck.
Oh, that
Suck.
sucks. I mean, what happens if you were given like a lollipop or something, and you used it in context? Would you still flip a switch?
No.
My mom actually gets mad when I use words that are like, they're close to other words, like as in freak to fuck. I don't say fuck in front of my mom.
Oh, flipping
I-
hell!
I will say frrrr or what the freak or god dang it instead of god damn it.
Well, the way I see it is,
Oh, fuck all that shit. There you go.
YOLO!
I can't remember who said it, but like people that cover it up, like with "oh flip" or "oh shiz." Why not just say the word? Because we all know what you're trying to say,
Oh, I
Unless
usually
there's
don't
children
say-
around.
I
It's
usually
just
don't
less
say.
respectful.
Yeah,
I usually don't end up saying shit. I usually end up saying shysta.
yeah, shit, tacky mushrooms.
Shysta.
I try to be careful with cuss words only on Twitter, to be honest, because I don't know their policy with cuss
Really?
words, and
I
I
don't
don't
think
want to
they
get
have a
my account
policy.
blocked.
They let you post nudes on there, man. Don't even worry about it.
Out of
Yeah.
everywhere, Twitter is where you mind your mouth. That's weird.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck real life. I'm gonna be polite on Twitter.
Like, you can swear on your podcast, but not on Twitter?
I mean, it's not like I swear all the time in real life too. I mean, real life. Well, the podcast is real life. You guys know what I
IRL.
mean, right?
There was a point like maybe like 8th grade to 10th grade that like I didn't swear at home, but I just started swearing in school, and I swore like a sailor.
You were like,
Yeah, I'm in that phase right now.
you were like, bloody hell, I'm a badass. You know?
Always, let's man those sheets.
I was like, fuck this.
That?
Fuck that. At one point, I'd been like playing the William Tell Orchestra, and I just started making up like a song, like fuck this, fuck that, fuck you, fuck me, fucker,
Wow.
fuck him and his family. I don't know. I was pissed off at somebody,
Well, I think we've all been through that.
but and then like junior year came around, and I stopped swearing as much. I tried to control it.
Wait, did you notice that what you just said has a double entendre? Like, junior came around, so I stopped swearing. Like, you had a kid, is that it?
Junior year.
I
Came
know,
around?
but,
Junior came around.
Junior here.
I don't have a son named TJ Jr. If that's what you're implying.
Do you know what the most badass name ever is?
Junior.
Tyler,
Nicholas Gonzalez II.
because it's your name?
You're the second?
Nicholas Gonzalez II.
I'll give that a
That-
solid A.
That is like badass. That's like something you'd hear in like ancient lore or something,
Who
What
knows,
is the
someone's...
first problem?
Wait,
If it's something like something else, it's automatically
Someone-
not badass because somebody already did it.
but is
Someone-
that your real name, Nick?
Yeah. Yes. Well,
How
not
do
the
you write
second.
this?
It's the
Okay.
So you're-
first.
so you're
I
a
am the
junior?
first of my kind.
Are you a junior?
I am a sophomore.
No, I mean, are you a Nick Jr.?
No, he's the
No,
second.
I just said I'm a sophomore. For fuck's sake.
He's
No,
a
I'm
TV
an
show.
original. I'm an original.
You're a TV show for kids. I'm gonna call you Nick Jr. from now on.
Oh fuck.
You watched Dora the Explorer.
He is Dora.
No,
He has Dora
no.
the Explorer
Doors.
inside of him.
I'm not gonna finish that joke because that would have made me. I'm not gonna finish that sentence either.
What? I'm curious now. You're like, I'm not going to finish that
Don't
joke
even
or that
ask, don't even
sentence.
ask. Let me bring you something else. Yeah, your first episode of the podcast has 135 views now. How do you feel
Really?
about that? Yeah, 135
Pretty
views
good.
in the first podcast.
I have a boner.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
No,
what?
I don't mean anything. I do have a boner. I just realized that we've also hit like a little over 1,000 views.
Hashtag
So-
humble brag.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. That really means a lot.
Guys,
I also want to point out that now, whenever I'm listening to the podcast, I feel like I don't feel like, but I'm always reminded of doing or organizing receipts because I was so like anxious to listen to the last podcast that while I started listening to it again, I was doing like receipt organizing for my mother. So now, anytime I think of this podcast, I always think of, oh God, receipts. And it's funny because I'm looking at a pile of receipts right now. Oh, Jesus.
wow. That's a
Yes,
very
that-
specific feeling for a
So
podcast.
Yeah, I
you
know.
associate our podcast with doing taxes
Yes, so that's... Well, not
That must be
or doing
taxing.
accounting.
organizing receipts.
That's basically accounting, almost.
Yeah, well, you're basically accounting.
Fucking got him.
Well, fuck you.
Damn,
You don't have
son.
to go that far, man. The fuck is wrong with you?
Too soon, man.
Tyler, how bad is it when people whisper into mics when you edit it?
It's not too bad actually. Like, if someone's got like a really quiet microphone, I can actually bump up their audio pretty close to where everyone else's is.
So when people are trying to be soft and whisper quietly, you're just like, fuck that, you're getting center stage.
If, like, I forget who did it. I think it might have been Luís. He said something under his breath on the podcast that I found absolutely hilarious. And I boosted it up so it was the same level as everyone else's, but I can't remember what he fucking said now.
Podcast.
It's really awkward.
So maybe we should
Oh,
just spend
thanks,
the rest
mate.
of the podcast talking quietly into the mics like we're on NPR.
Is that like the mermaid syndrome?
And you ruined it, Nick.
Well, here's the thing. If you all started whispering at the same time, I can turn up the entire rest of the podcast. So, like, all that would happen would be the tone would be a little sexier, like deep. But besides that, it would be the same volume.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the sensual edition of the Shifty podcast.
Oh my god, are we really going to do this? Fucking hell, Nick. I don't even know how I'm going to edit that. Spartan, stop it. Stop it. You know how bad YouTube is.
Was that
We
loud?
hit the...
Spartan sloth,
hit the
more like
mark.
Spartan stop.
Oh.
Hey,
he
you
got
fucking
him.
got me!
That
I'm
needs to be a quote because I remember that being from another podcast.
Spartan,
wait, it
stop.
I think I might be thinking of another
Yay!
podcast that he
We've
was on.
passed a new milestone. We've had so many podcasts that were repeating stuff from old podcasts.
Woo! I can't even say woohoo properly because my voice...
Actually,
say-
Fuck.
Can you like do a deep one? Like you don't have to do a high pitched one. Like woo.
Woohoo!
Oh my god.
Yes.
That's like a creeper.
Actually, I want to bring up this topic again because I feel like we could go into heavy conversation about this. Does
Oh,
my
anybody
boner?
I love your use of the
Chakabawa.
word heavy.
Does anybody know what mermaid syndrome is?
No.
It's when you fuck fishes.
Luís, stop that now.
Bestiality.
Christ.
No, I don't, Nick.
Bestiality.
What is
the
it?
animal kingdom is a turn on, you see.
Okay, so mermaid syndrome is basically when you're around like this girl that you think is ugly for a very, very long time. Eventually, you just start seeing her as more and more and more attractive. So, like, say you're around this person for like after fucking I don't know 5 years. Do you think that she's like, oh my god, this I gotta like bang her, you know?
Are you dealing with this problem right now?
Oh,
Yeah,
TJ,
this sounds like a personal
Tyler. I
issue.
deal with that problem every day.
What the
Why
fuck?
does everyone do that?
Because
Yeah.
both your names start with T.
What the fuck?
There are two
That's
letters.
why.
There's TY and then TJ.
That's like
Also
the
because
third
it's
person
just
to do
TJ.
that.
Alright,
Oh
think of
my
mine,
God,
2
this is
letters.
always
Think
a
of
good
Tyler,
time.
whole word.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Like, Jim was the worst with it. Jim always used
Because
to
he
be
keeps
like,
going with it. He keeps going
yeah.
with it. He doesn't even fix himself.
I've
Does
made
he?
that mistake in the past.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know you have. That's why I said Nick was the third person to do it. You motherfucker! What? How is it difficult to separate? I know it's the same letter, but how many people on this planet share a name with, or not even a name, a letter, a first letter of their name with
And they
millions
don't
of
mix
other
it up.
people?
Like,
Well,
It's,
you know,
it's just how it is, man.
I don't understand. My first syllable is Thai. His is T. How the fuck is that
That's actually
confusing?
pretty similar.
Tai Chi.
No, it's actually
Tea.
Ty and T because TJ's real name is Timmy.
I thought my real name was Thomas.
No,
Tom.
it's Timmy.
Yeah, but Thomas is long for Timmy.
Oh god, that's gonna be
No.
even worse.
It's Timmy Johnny, actually.
Are you serious, Nick?
Yeah, duh. Why wouldn't it be?
Shut up. Shut up, Gavin.
But
I don't take kindly to trolls.
I'm glad that TJ is known as TJ and not Thomas, because I would not only confuse you with my mate TDB Tom, I would also confuse you with my brother.
Tom, Tim, duh.
My dad is also called Tim.
And also Voldemort.
I confuse a lot of people that way because depending on how comfortable I am with a situation, I introduce myself to people with different names. So like if it's say the first day of school in say a new school, I'll introduce myself as Thomas. And I have to try really hard to say or TJ. And then people
God.
usually go with TJ. But if I don't say TJ, then they get stuck with knowing me as Thomas. And then, they never call me anything else.
Can we all call
But
him
on
Thomas now?
those,
Funny story.
just a second.
Okay.
But on those lonely, cold, and lawless nights, TJ, how do you call yourself?
How do I call myself?
Yeah, what do
Yes.
you use?
I don't normally talk to myself in the third
Okay.
person. Like, I
Well,
don't get into bed and be like, TJ got into bed, and he sat down, pulled the covers over his chest, and started jacking off.
I
No.
was gonna go there as well.
Whoa, okay. I was gonna go for like thinking you would present yourself as Batman. As I said, the cold, lonely, lawless nights. But
Well, I was just rolling with the lonely part.
you describing
very
yourself
lonely.
jerking off is it's quality material for the podcast. It's better
Okay,
than Batman.
Tyler, could you actually edit that out?
No, don't.
I'm not fucking editing that out. The rest, maybe.
That's twice. That is twice. That is the same amount of times as last podcast.
There was
Let's
3
try and go
times.
for a record.
It's easier to
No,
say.
last
Can
time it
you?
was
It's easier to
twice.
say, Tyler. Can you edit it out when he's right there?
Oh, actually, I just remembered. There's a part that I didn't beep out. There's a part that I entirely removed. So that's the third part. I'm gonna remove that bit. I'm kidding. But funny story, because TJ brought up his name and introducing himself as Thomas. It's not a funny story. It's plagued my fucking life. My parents, for some reason, when I was a bump, when I was something developing in a womb,
Yeah, it's a fetus.
I was
Isn't it?
known. I was known the entire time and referred to as George. This is gonna fucking annoy me. Why am I releasing this information? Okay, now get this. My birthday comes along. I come out, and for some mind-boggling reason, and I've never understood this, and I've even asked both my parents, on the birth certificate, my name was written Tyler as the first name and George as the middle name, and, my surname. I have no fucking idea where Tyler came from, but can you imagine how confusing it was for me when going to, school and my family were calling me George, and that's how I was known for 6 years, and then their mind breaking when they went to secondary school with me and my name was Tyler, because I had to control of my own fucking name.
So wait, your actual name is Tyler George?
No, well, my name is still Tyler, but my middle name is George. I don't use it frequently.
No, I mean your full name. It's Tyler
Yeah.
George Clapham.
Yeah, I'm gonna beep out that surname because it's personal yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That kind of
Tyler
sounds
George
southern.
Clapham. at
Yeah.
England Drive 1023.
At
England
ABC 123
Place.
Street.
At very British Street.
At number
At
12
Jackson
Criminal
Very
Place.
Five Way.
British. At
I'm
the
just-
corner of super British stuff.
But yeah,
Crazy
like
mash.
it's weird. It's plagued my life, but the mystery behind it was I had no fucking idea what changed their mind. Like, why did they keep referring to me as George in my young life and like while I was a bump? Why was I known as George? But then, for some random decision, one of them decided to say, Tyler would do it. You know, Tyler sounds like a good name. Let's put that down. And still refer to me as George. What the fuck?
Do they still call you George?
Yes.
You know what? I'm laughing, but I actually go through kind of the same thing, to be honest.
See, it's not just me.
Yeah, you see, my first name is Luís, okay? But I do have like 2 surnames, just that you guys qualify this in a different way because here in Brazil, it would be like I have a composite name or something. But, well, anyway. So, my name was supposed to be just my first surname, which is Gustavo. And, but apparently, like, my dad told his cousin that he was gonna name me like that. And his cousin had a kid, and then he decided to steal my dad's thunder. And so I named his kid Gustavo. And then they were like, well, okay, plan B. And so they also considered Luís at some point, so it just became Luís Gustavo. But I prefer to go by just Luís because, for some reason, I don't know. But usually my family members call me, my relatives, come on. They usually call me by my second name. It's weird.
So they call you Gustavo?
Yeah, pretty much. Most of the time, at least.
Do any of them ever call you Gus?
Yes, that is actually one of my nicknames.
Actually,
Living the
Tyler.
dream.
Tyler, I want to point out 2 things. First of all,
Hmm?
George, like the royal baby.
Oh, here's the funny thing. I actually predicted that his name was going to be Tyler Alexandra. Or Alexander, sorry. Didn't Alexander get into his name as well, but his first name is George? I can't remember.
Holy shit!
So I was pissed. You could imagine everyone looking over at me and being like, haha, it wasn't Tyler, it was George. And I was like, fuck my life. Fuck my name.
Also,
Just get your middle name legally changed to something else.
I wanted to call myself Phoenix for a little while, but then apparently a lot of people thought it was too...
What, you're going to become a stripper? Is that
He's gonna join a biker gang in fucking Arizona.
A lot of people thought it would be too Final Fantasy for you.
Tyler was going to become a hooker.
He's gonna be
Tyler
a biker.
Phoenix.
The thing is, like, I've become proud of the name Tyler. It's just my family don't fucking call me it. So it's like, I think the only person that actually calls me Tyler is my brother's missus, and that's it. And that's because I introduced myself to her, and I was like, my name's Tyler, before anyone else in my family could. Every time I go
walk
out
in the house and you just like ran past your family, threw them all down the stairs, and like, my name's Tyler.
No, not like that. But I felt like I nearly got in trouble at a casino once because I went with my brother. I occasionally play poker, and I registered under the name Tyler, of course, right? And this was back when I wasn't that much of a regular over there, or I'm still not now, to be honest, but people know me over there now. My first appearance over there, my brother goes, oh yeah, that's my brother, his name's George. And like the dealers and the officials kind of gave me this look, and they were like, his name's Tyler. And I'm like, oh my god, do I have to explain this story? Like, I thought they were going to like throw me out for a second for like trying to give them a false name, even though it was my real name or something.
You know, that seemed like the most asshole thing to do to your kid. Give them one name and then call them by something else completely.
That's the thing. Like, I don't mind the name George as a middle name, but if you're gonna make it my middle name, don't call me by it all the goddamn time. You know.
Tyler, the second thing I wanted to point out though was that You and I both have the middle name George.
Hey, we're the same person now.
Yeah, except mine is spelled as. Yeah.
Is yours
You're the
Jorge?
same person, and so is you and Cuban.
Yep.
Nick,
Yeah.
is yours Jorge?
Yeah, mine is Jorge. I was about to say that. It's spelled Jorg.
You're like
Jorge.
from Halo Reach. Never mind, that goes on deaf ears because you're
fucking Bungie.
a loser who doesn't play Halo or Bungie.
No, bro, fuck Halo.
Fuck you.
You know what,
I
Tyler?
don't
I
get
have
it.
an idea.
Oh.
Change your middle name to Dick Tits. So it's
No.
Dick Tits Clapham.
Be like, hey family, you can still call me by my middle name, but my middle name is Dick Tits.
Fucking Phoenix Dick Tits McGee.
The thing is,
That would be awesome.
even if I got my name legally changed, even if I just kept it the same but removed George, I would still be known as George. So I might as well just save my money and time. I don't even know if it charges you money, but like, even if George wasn't in my name anymore, I would still be known as George. I might as well just leave it there now. It's going to scar me forever.
No, Tyler, you should change your username now to Phoenix Dick Tits McGee.
I just had a thought. I've announced all this on a podcast. I'm hoping too many people, I'm hoping not too many people listen to this podcast now, because they're going to be like, oh, what's up, George? If you have that thought in your head right now, stop. Just, no.
It's in my head.
TJ,
Okay,
stop.
Dick
All up in
Tits.
there.
You got it.
I mean,
Ugh.
at least now maybe people might stop confusing you with TJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll start calling you George. TDB George.
The sad thing is,
Phoenix.
oh, God.
Oh, that's a fucking stupid
I do
name.
kind of feel your
TDB
pain,
Dick
kind of.
Tits.
Like, my two closest friends in high school, when I first met them, I wasn't really that friendly with them. Not that I wasn't friendly, just wasn't friends with them. So I introduced myself as Thomas. And then later on, when I became friends with them, I told them to start calling me TJ, and they were too used to Thomas, so I'm still Thomas to them.
Aw.
Which is really awkward because one of the people was also named Thomas.
Oh my God, that's the one time you should have called yourself TJ.
And he actually, like, he came up with this whole thing, like, he was Liquid Thomas and I was Metal Thomas or something like that.
And you guys thought Phoenix was weird.
Liquid Thomas.
We
Wait,
also
Liquid
had
Thomas
another-
and Phoenix Tits Dick
Wait,
Tits
The even
McGee.
weirder thing was before I actually met him, we used to have lunch shifts, and I would sit with my normal friends on odd days, and on even days, the other Thomas, who I hadn't met yet at this point, would sit in my exact same seat on even days when I wasn't there.
The
So
fuck?
every day, my friend sat with a Thomas, and they referred to us as I was White Thomas and he was Black Thomas, even though he
That's-
wasn't black.
Oh my God, I was about to ask. I was about to say, that's incredibly racist or something if he was.
Oh God.
That's beyond me. Like, for a start, A, how do you remember that? And B, Liquid
How do
Thomas.
I remember that?
Yeah.
Because that was a very, like, something like that kind of imprints in your mind when there's an
Oh,
imposter
yeah.
that sits in your seat for an entire year and you have no idea what they look like.
Yeah, why was it called Liquid Thomas?
Yeah,
He's the
that
one who
sounds...
he's
Like,
the one who
what,
thought of
what
it.
was the Thomas about?
What do you mean? What
Why
was the
in the
Thomas?
name Liquid Thomas? Why'd they call him fucking Thomas? Jesus.
No, his name isn't actually Liquid Thomas. It was like a nickname to differentiate.
No, I know,
a
but
lot.
why'd they give the nickname Liquid fucking Thomas?
Why don't just keep it
wasn't
liquid?
fucking just Liquid
Because
Thomas.
we're both
Goddamn
Thomas,
Nick.
and I think it's supposed to be like a Metal Gear Solid reference, like they have Liquid Snake and Metal Snake or something like that.
I'm just going to put it out there now that
So sexual.
there's a lot of
On-
innuendo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never understood it, to be honest. He would always say it, and I would always get it mixed up, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm TJ.
I'm TJ1023 from now on.
That's another thing. I've never had to get used to, like, you know, a lot of people get used to being called by their screen names. I've
Hmm.
never really had that problem, because I've always been TJ1023.
I think I've changed my screen name, like, this might be my third one.
Well, if you have dyslexia, your name could be kind of confusing, because it's like all these letters and then Tyler.
That's the thing, a lot of people seem to, like, put TBDtyler.
The
And-
banana drop Tyler.
Yeah, like,
Sounds like a child's story. Man. The
But-
banana drop
That
Tyler
sounds
by
like a stripper
Tyler.
name.
The thing I don't understand is every time someone reads it, it's always TBD, and I'm like, how come it's always the wrong way?
I think everybody has a little bit of dyslexia when they read your name. Like, I confused it for the longest time, too, when I first met you.
Hey, I just met you.
I
This
was
is crazy.
literally
Crazy.
just about to say that.
But please tell me, how do you
Is
say
it-
your name?
It's the George connection, bro.
Phoenix dick tits.
TDB Phoenix Dick Ticks. Dick Ticks. No, fuck that. Dick Prince. Phoenix Dick Prince.
That could be
Oh,
his last
God.
name. Phoenix Dick Tits Dick Prince. Jesus, that was a tongue twister.
Say that
Phoenix
10 times
Dick
fast.
Ticks. Phoenix Dick Ticked. Damn it.
You can't even do
Phoenix
it
dick,
once.
dick, dick, Prince.
Greatest
Phoenix dick,
tongue
dick,
twister ever.
da.
Oh god, Nick made a tongue twister.
I
Gotcha,
am
bow
the
wow.
lord of tongues.
Well, there's a good quote. Phoenix Dick Tits. Dick
Yeah,
Prince.
put that shit on a shirt.
Christ.
Put a drawing of that on a shirt.
No.
Just
Jerk
a
off
phoenix
to
with
that.
a stick out.
What would that be? Would that be like a phoenix bird with a dick, only the balls are tits, and then it's
Can-
making a
dick for
dick
tits.
print?
Can we
Did,
add
did
that
we
to
ever
the
actually
shirt?
find out what a dick print was?
Well, it's
Yeah.
an imprint of your dick. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, TJ.
But-
Jesus.
Can
the
we
It's when
add?
you
context of the-
hint. It's when you
like-
hint that you have a dick.
For reference, this was like some Twitter story, like a Twitter chronicle that somebody took a picture of. Or,
Yeah, that's
or
way
was
back
it
in
like
our
some
first podcast.
Yeah, it was one. There was this whole thing about dick prints, and the context of it seemed to be like it was dick pics, but they specifically said dick prints, so I'm not sure we ever found out what exactly that was.
It's like, how can I explain that? For example, you get a boner, right? So, like, it can be noticed on your outfit, but you're not showing anything. So it's a dick print. Get it?
You
That's
can't
what
put
that
that
is?
on an iPhone scanner.
So
I
it's
guess
basically
so.
like the portfolio of your dick,
Yeah, kind of. I
like
might be mistaken.
kind
though,
of a lump outside clothes.
sort of, I guess.
I mean, that makes sense.
That lump is halfway down my leg. It's called my knee.
Oh, come on.
You're being generous, Tyler. It at least goes down your ankle.
3 inches from the ground.
Dicks, dick ticks, dick tits, dick prints. I keep trying to say dick ticks.
But
George.
I think there was something golden that we kind of glanced over that should be on the shirt. Nick yelled out, "Print that shit on the shirt." Imagine having that on the back of a shirt.
Oh,
Print that
yes.
shit on an
the
iPhone.
shirt.
Like, remember people are trying to like fucking use your dick prints on the finger scanner on that new iPhone, or the older iPhone now.
No, you know what?
Oh,
There should be a shirt that says "print that shit on a shirt," and then it's just a picture of a shit. It's like a cartoony shit with a smiley face.
I'd
be
buy
green.
that for $1. Literally, no
By the
more,
way,
no
that,
less.
that picture is copyrighted. Nobody else can use that.
Patent pending.
Patent pending. Copyright 2014.
What year is that?
Wow, we're living in the future now.
Fuck yeah, Trials Fusion.
We're very slow on copyrights.
That would be the weirdest law case ever. Like, someone from that year, they get in trouble because they copied that shirt, and like their evidence is like some antique podcast, and this TJ being like, "Yeah, copyright 1920, whatever the fuck it was."
I also
You
had
just
to
ruined
write
someone's
George.
life.
14.
Wow, that's crazy.
But speaking of dicks, the other day I tried beating Bulletstorm on the hardest difficulty.
What segue is that? Holy shit!
Calm down, I'm getting there. And as you guys may or not know, Bulletstorm is a game well known for, the creative ways you can defeat your enemies, and also the very sweet language they use.
Hmm.
So, stuff like dick tits and dickless maggots and
Phoenix.
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 And sushi dick and all sorts of things are said on the game. And sometimes like I just have these random quotes or like words from the game pop into my head, Like I feel like cursing at someone, and then just something like Dickless Maggot pops up in my head. I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna make sense in this context, but thank you for reminding me, Brain.
I think the context is that that's an insult.
Well, it's just that in Brazil, I can't really just come up to someone and say, hey, "Oh, seu Dickless Maggot." It doesn't really work that way.
Tudo bem.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for calling
Oh,
me
hey,
Dickless
Tyler.
Maggot.
You know what you should do now that you're back on the podcast?
Nossa, assim você me mata.
Stop.
I love how TJ brought it up, and I was like, I already know. We're already there.
You guys suck.
I might have
Internet
been a
high
little
five,
bit
Tyler.
off.
That was a high click.
You know what? This is totally random, but I just kind of thought of it. Who's going to RTX 2015?
I will if
I-
you give me money.
Don't know.
Can we start a fundraiser for such an occasion? Because I have no money.
Yeah, can we
From the
start a
birthday
fundraiser for
Kickstarter.
Spartan Sloth?
There would have to be one for all of us. Jesus Christ.
Shut
From
up.
the
Tyler.
Sloth
It's an old
abroad,
reference
Sloth
if you don't
abroad,
get
Tyler
it.
abroad,
Fuck you.
TJ domestic.
Fund the
TJ.
podcast.
TJ for travel.
Oh yeah. Fun the shifty.
TJ, $50 for gas, please.
Fun the dick tits.
The problem with... okay, I'm going to quickly explain this. I've always had a problem with the name Shifty Keys because I save stuff on my files, like the podcasts. I save them as like Shifty31. And people look over my desktop and they see like files that say Shifty all over them. And I'm like, they're not what you think.
Has anybody
okay?
ever asked?
Why don't you just put shifty key?
Because those 4 letters, they waste so much time.
To be fair, I skip
It's
it
3
too sometimes.
letters.
I'll be like 50 whatever.
Yeah, like if we're talking about our like group, I just say like the Shifty group. Like I don't know why the Shifty stays and the key doesn't. I don't
Are
know.
you guys, like fucking animals or what?
What?
No.
What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about, Nick?
First rule about Shifty Club: you don't talk about fucking animals.
Well,
Ugh.
somebody, like 2 people, not going to mention any names, kind of broke that rule like
A long time
a couple,
ago, like first
17
episode.
podcasts ago.
Is this not the first time this topic is coming up on the podcast?
And
What?
wait a minute.
Yeah. Animals?
Did you not listen to the Spencer Quirky episode, by the way?
Wait a
Just
minute.
called
Wait,
it.
Oh,
wait,
yeah, we
wait,
can
wait,
do
wait,
that.
wait, 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 wait.
Oh, okay.
Why the fuck are you bringing up the Spencer and Quirky thing when we have someone here that literally brings up goat fucking every podcast?
It's not goat fucking. It's just goats in general.
Yeah,
The
we just
fucking
alluded
is
to the
up
goat
to your
fucking because
imagination.
we try to make Luís seem like he's creepy when he actually is creepy, but he's not.
Wait a minute.
Not
Lewis,
friendly.
Lewis, are you telling me that I'm not
There's a
going to
fine
be
line
able
between
to
friendly and
find you talk about goat fucking in the entire podcast archives? Are you saying that I won't
there
find
was the whole
that?
peanut butter lollipop.
Why don't you look for it, Tyler? Because I doubt you're gonna find it, and also bring us back some quotes. Wink.
Actually,
Oh.
I just want to point out that
Hey,
that
TJ.
Tyler-
Sorry, Nick.
go ahead.
TJ, see what I did there?
Don't worry, I'm going to try and find it regardless.
You
just wa-
made an audible wink.
No, I'm pretty much asking Tyler to find those quotes while he searches for the goat fucking stuff, which shouldn't be hard to find, but
You know what I'm going to do
I
now?
just want to
First episode, job done.
yeah,
Have any of you guys gone back and listened to our first episode? I have no idea
I
what
did.
we talked about.
I have.
You
I did the other day. You guys were talking about like strip clubs.
How awkward was it?
it was good.
It
was
wasn't
awesome.
actually that awkward. It was really funny.
Huh. I honestly
Okay.
don't remember. I've been on
Some could-
26 of these.
Some
I've
could
talked
say
about
it was
somewhere
the
stuff.
second best podcast after mine.
Okay,
Oh.
look,
Somebody's fooled themselves.
I can actually quote a part of TJ's first awkward 9 minutes on there,
Oh.
where he brings up, my first day of having Snapchat, I started getting dick pics from a girl. That is your words exactly.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Fucking Vic was talking about like getting fucking Dick Tits McGee on Snapchat or something.
No, like,
It was brilliant because the escalation was amazing. This is going to ruin it.
We were-
Spoiler
we were all
alert for the
hanging out on
first
PC.
podcast.
and Vic, Spencer, Quirky, Jim, all of us, we all had like I got Snapchat because they were all doing stuff on it, and we all just ended up drawing pictures of dicks and like stick figures with dicks and stick figures doing obscene things with dicks and then goats and stuff like that. And one thing that that's pretty much the most I've used Snapchat since then.
This is literally quoted in my computer. Oh, my first day of having Snapchat, I started getting dick pics from a girl. Then Jim says, things heterosexual men don't want to get dick pictures from women. And then Vic says, that was from me though, and then Luís lets out a massive yell. And he's like, what? But yeah, that's how sad I am. That's actually somewhere on my desktop. No, I'm kidding, it was on a notepad.
That is like the best quote ever, and that was on the first cast.
Well, you might as well have just given up after the first 9 minutes and a half because of that.
Yeah, let's just go downhill from here.
Yeah, and then you guys brought in this Tyler guy to do the editing, and standards just dropped.
Now we have this Nick Gons guy as our guest. Oh, loser. Nick Gons the second. Junior, we like to call him.
No. I'm an original, man.
You're an OG.
Yeah, I'm an OG. Smoking that.
You're the original Junior.
No, I'm not the original Junior. I'm the original
Junior.
OJ Orange Junior, orange juice.
Yeah.
Junior juice. Okay, that sounds creepy.
Oh yeah, that sounds wrong.
I see what you did there. Speaking of orange juice, I have a funny story. I've moved in recently to my new place. That's the only reason why I'm talking today. Not that I can't do it at home. It's just that at home you would have got a lot of noise, and I can't do podcasts at night.
Do you actually have your own apartment now, or is it still dorms?
Well, the thing is, it's always been like just I share the place, but it's not a dorm. If that makes any sense. Like, this is my own place. This is my room and ensuite. But if I open the door, like there's like 7 people probably living beside me. So yeah. But I have this really random story. Okay. Have you guys ever moved into somewhere or gone on holiday and tried using the shower only to fight it for like half an hour to try to get the right temperature?
I go on vacation once or twice a year, and that happens every single time.
I know it's a first world problem, but mine makes literally no fucking sense. Okay, I'm going to try and explain it. You have a little dial that you turn around, yeah? The top half is coloured, and one side, if you turn it anti-clockwise, it goes red, and if you turn it the other way, there's blue. So you may think to yourself, okay then, if I turn it this way, it's going to be cold. If you turn it the other way, it's going to be fucking warm. So I turn it blue first, because I'm like, I like my showers kind of warm, but not fucking freezing, but not boiling hot either. I'd rather have it cold instead of hot. I turn it towards blue. It's boiling hot. I'm like, huh. I turn it to the red. It's freezing cold. And I give it like 2 minutes to warm up each time, because temperatures need, a little while to catch up with themselves. Do you know where the right temperature was?
Green.
I had to turn it to the part that's not coloured at all. Just in a random place. I've even marked it on the shower as well now. It's somewhere in this absence of whiteness. It's like in the middle of nowhere, and it's like, oh, that's great.
Limbo.
Why the fuck was blue really warm? And I even went back to it, and then it went really cold again in the same fucking place. What the fuck is wrong with my shower, guys?
I think
it was to murder you.
Somebody like the last person that lived there, they just
that was
took,
me.
Like, a wrench. Wait, are you in like a?
I'm in the same place I was last year.
And it worked.
It worked last year, yeah.
Okay, somebody must have like come into your room like a maintenance
come
guy,
in my room.
or like an angry maid who picked up your floor or something. I don't know. Somebody came into your room with a wrench, and they just like took off your little plate thing and they just flipped it around so that the hot was cold.
I don't think a maid knows how to do plumbing.
You'd be surprised what maids know how to do. Patrick Bauer.
Someone came into your room.
Fantasies.
Then they came into your room, and then they fucked up your shower.
All I heard was came and fucked.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all you need to know.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's an inspiring story. To be honest, I'm going to write a book about it.
And then they your roommate.
50
that
Shades
reminds
of Red
me,
and Blue.
Since you asked about showers, because I went through something kind of like that, like trying to find the right temperature when I went to a hotel. But on the same hotel, I was staying there because I was doing the tests we were required to take in order to enter uni,
Oh.
and it was in another city. This one. So I was trying to use the toilet, but
Like you can't use it. Like you got the lid down, you're sitting back to front, and you're like, how do I
yeah,
toilet?
like the goddamn lid wouldn't stay up. So I'm trying to take a piss, and like I'm getting ready, and then toilet lid down. Fuck. Then I raise it again, try again, down. Well, damn it. So it was like I had to hold the lid up, and then do what I had to do. It was like really uncomfortable because it was a kind of short toilet. I don't fucking know what was wrong with that. But man, that was an annoying toilet.
Was it like the entire lid, like it shut and then nothing went into the toilet?
Yeah, both like the seat and the toilet lid together just fell down all the time.
Wow.
It was I don't know what was wrong with it.
Let's
I
see,
just know
toilet.
that I nearly pissed the toilet lid.
You would have to cover that up by saying that you were drunk or something. You know, you can't let that be on a podcast. I mean,
Whoops.
shit, too late. Beep that out, Tyler.
So, you guys want to do some questions now?
Sure.
Yeah. Wait, Luís.
Yes.
I'm going to add a drum beat in the background this time, so do something on beat.
Yeah.
He knows what I'm talking about.
Just tell me, how is the beat?
Just go with the flow.
Tap out your own beat. You're a musician.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Do it.
Something like that.
Do it.
Are we freestyling?
Can you...
Freestyle.
Let me
Sorry.
That was shitty. Cut that out.
No, I'm leaving that in now.
Fuck.
That was
so
terrible,
good.
but I'm leaving that in.
5 times asking Tyler to edit something out. That is 2 times more than the last podcast. Congratulations, people. We have just broken the record.
The problem is, every time I beep something out, people are going to assume it's much worse.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Questions.
Lewis's horrible freestyling will forever be known as beep.
Boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka,
Boom,
boom,
chicka, boom, chicka, boom.
Where's
Well,
the
we're
fucking
just
question?
You know what? I don't know if I pointed this out last
I don't know.
podcast or not,
Luis
but
usually does
apparently I had like looked up random list of random questions on Google, and I just like copy and pasted the list. And for like the last couple of podcasts, I kept hearing a question from me pop up, and I'm like, why the fuck? When did I ask this question? And I only realized this like a couple of days or like a week ago, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did that.
Confession
And I'm
time.
talking
Yes.
incredibly loud.
Lewis, you know that question you kind of hyped up earlier? Yeah.
Wait. Can we get an awkward silence for like 5 seconds?
Yeah, sure. I can add it manually if I wanted to.
Tyler, edit that out. Now no one will know what we said in that last 5 seconds.
What? We didn't actually say anything in those last 5 seconds.
That's what they want you to think. That's what Tyler wants you to think, people. We
A
told him to say
conspiracy.
Yeah.
Hashtag, he actually said his name was George.
that. Hashtag.
Hashtag Phoenix Dick Tits McGee.
Hashtag, where's the fucking questions? Jesus Christ, Luis.
I'll look them up. Because I don't know if Luis is looking them up right now because he said he was going to BRB, but I'm going to
Oh,
Jesus, a ton of people.
because I'm trustworthy.
I
think
actually,
he's AFK.
Somebody's
I-
doing the vaulted glass.
I'm gonna be okay. I'm sorry for when Lewis hears us back because I didn't actually see the message. I didn't see that he was gonna be right back, so I thought he was still looking for questions.
For somebody who spent the past like 6 months talking in the chat, the one day you start talking, you completely ignore it.
But here's the thing: when I record, I can edit out the beep sound, so the TeamSpeak ding, yeah. So I just edit that's not there, so I don't have to worry about that sound popping up when I'm editing. So I didn't pay any attention to it. I got a random question for you guys while you're sitting here, though.
Yes. The answer
How
is yes.
long? How long do you think it takes me to edit a
2.5
podcast?
inches. Oh,
Yes,
I
you were
mean,
correct.
We
Okay.
recorded last week on Wednesday. Surprisingly, it's Wednesday again. But
Yeah.
it came out on Sunday, so I assume Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 4 days. Or
No.
3 days, maybe.
I'm going to
between
guess
Wednesday
that
and Sunday.
considering how long it would take me to edit the podcast, and I didn't even do all of the fancy sound engineering that you do, I'd say 3 to 5 hours.
Oh god. Luís, do you want to guess how long it takes me to edit a podcast?
About like a day.
Yep. A full day it takes me
Oh,
to
a
edit
full
the podcast.
day.
Like-
Jesus.
Well, okay, well, I'd say 10 hours with distractions. Jeez.
He means
I was
porn.
way off.
10 hours with distractions.
Yeah.
Goat porn, by the way.
How many did
Yeah.
you say again, Luis?
I said a day.
You were well. Were you closer or was I closer?
That was like.
I was at 5
I
hours.
would-
You were at about 24.
I define a day as 12 hours because you got day and night.
Okay, then Luis was
Night.
closer.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too after I said it. But,
How about that
Yeah.
Jesus guy?
So, now you guys want to do the questions because
yes, because someone had to BRB.
Yes.
yeah, stuff happened. I'm sorry about
Tyler,
that.
just beep out the beep where we talked about him being AFK.
Yeah.
No!
No, for real, and not for real, Tyler. If you want to move the questions theme song for this part, I don't know if that's gonna be too much of a hassle.
Can I just copy and paste it?
Yeah, like.
And this
pretty
one
much
will have the drum beat.
Okay.
Got it.
Questions. Let me find here.
What the
Wait, we should all do
I
it in
have
unison.
them. I have them.
Oh,
Don't
good.
Call
Oh
me
my-
tits.
I was about to flip a switch because it's like every time you call out, okay, questions,
Dude,
you never have the
I
questions
already
ready.
have a question.
Do you have him ready?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh my god,
Okay.
it's the first.
You got the
No,
mic?
I'm going to wait for Tyler to calm down.
I haven't calmed down yet!
Yes, Tyler,
Just
calm your
count
dick.
down backwards from 10.
Calm down,
In
George.
You ready?
Just calm down.
9, 8.
In
7.
alphabetical order,
okay,
Tyler.
okay. So this one
What the
was
fuck?
sent. Well, this one was sent by Sunny88P, and he asks, "How do you test to see if you're in a dream?"
Huh.
Well, you look up the Wikipedia or the WikiHow to see if you are in a dream in your sleep. And if you can't read the WikiHow, then congratulations, you're in a dream.
You know, I've heard people say that, you know, if you can read in a dream, or you can't read in a dream, and I used to think it was bullshit, especially because Bernie thought it was bullshit, and Bernie is God. On the podcast, I'm just kidding, on the podcast. But I think I had a dream a couple of nights ago, and I've been having a couple really weird dreams lately. Anyway, a couple nights ago, I had a
Oh.
dream, and I specifically remember from the dream, I'm like, why can't I read this? It's right here. It makes perfect sense. And then I woke up, and I was like, well, why couldn't I read that? And like, was I dreaming? Holy shit, I was.
I don't dream often, but here's the thing, I don't know when I'm dreaming, but when I find out that I am and I'm having some sort of lucid dream, I'm an asshole the whole day, and I try breaking the realm of my own dream. Like, I sit there and I'm like, well, it's my dream, so I can't die, right? And I start jumping out windows and shit to see if I can somehow, like, load what's coming up next.
I've
See
never
if
had
I
a
can
lucid
outdo
dream.
it.
Well,
I've had vivid dreams, but I've never been able to actually control what happens.
I've had a dream inside of a dream before. I think twice.
Oh, I've had that shit. It's so fucking annoying when you actually wake up because
it's
you're
the George
exhausted.
connection, man.
I've only had
Have
it
you
like
ever-
once or twice.
Have you ever had, like, back when you were in high school or even when you were in college for a class or something, you wake up and you wake up a little before you have to actually go in and you're like, I still have some time. You hit the snooze button and then you drift back to sleep and you have a dream about waking up and going to school, and then you finally get home and it's like, oh, thank God that's over. That was like the worst day ever. And then you wake up and you're like, that was terrible. That was all a dream.
Yep.
I still have to do it again.
I've never had that dream before, but I've had a dream where it was during my exams week, and like even exams that I've already finished, I was taking again, and for some reason we were getting the results back straight away, and I had failed everything. And then I was just like, huh.
Wow.
When I woke up, like, I legit woke up in a sweat and really panicky because I thought I'd failed everything. I was really nervous. It was weird.
You know,
Sometimes I even have good dreams that make me feel like shit when I wake up because I'm like, that was a really good day at school. And then I wake up and I'm like, well, that's never going to happen in real life.
you know, I've never understood the thing where dreams relate to real life situations. Like, every single dream that I've ever had has always been, like, the weirdest, most fucked up thing ever. Like, I'll go from being in, like, a castle with, like, a purple sky, like, into my hallway, and then into my laundry room, and then, like, in a meth whorehouse. It's the fucking weirdest shit. And then I hear all these people who say they have dreams about, oh, I missed my test one day, and I was in my underwear. And I'm like, how are you having relatable fucking dreams, dude?
Wait, that's not a relatable dream for you? Purple skies and meth labs? I mean, I'm sorry.
Only when
All I
I'm
got
on
from this is that
ganja
Nick
dough.
does meth.
Tyler, edit that out.
Only when he tastes his own product.
What about you, Luís?
Well, to be honest, I don't think I usually test to see if I'm in a dream or not. Like sometimes when I have dreams and they are like really, really weird, like purple skies and dragons and stuff, I realize that this is not really normal, but okay, and I just go along with it. You know, it's not the sort of thing that, oh, okay, this is not real life. Oh, hey, I'm awake. You know, that doesn't happen. So I kind of don't have an answer for that, I guess.
Yeah, mine's kind of the
Inception.
same thing. Like I said, I've never had dreams that I've been able to control. I always just end up waking up from them.
I love those dreams.
Actually, I think I don't remember exactly what the dream was about, but I know I had a really vivid one last night. And I know it because I woke up really tired and because I woke up drooling on my mattress.
Oh,
And because he was pooped.
It was about naked women.
May have been.
That's why you were
Alright
drooling,
then.
man.
wait, drooling from where?
From naked boys.
My mouth?
Okay, this one was sent by. This one was sent by Nick Gons. Yes,
Nick.
that's Nick. Usually we
Nickception.
don't do questions from guests who are on the podcast, but we'll make an
You're
Like
exception.
80 of them.
Yeah, because Nick wrote like 1,000, which I'm not complaining.
I'm
Like,
gonna
by the
explain this
way-
again. I'm gonna explain this again because Luís wasn't here the first time I explained it. But I looked up a list of useless questions, and I just copy and pasted them into the ask bar.
By the way,
Ah.
big shout out to you, Nick, and Sunny88P for submitting a bunch of questions recently.
Practically all of them.
Welcome.
You guys are our questions.
And
Oh.
also for the rest of the people who sent us questions.
You can get a
guys.
thank as
That means
well.
we can't have Nick and Sunny on podcasts anymore, right?
Especially you. You know who you are.
We just lock them in the room and have them pump out questions for us.
In the room, are we all in the same place? Where are you, Luís?
you
I think I can hear your
and
voice.
Sunny are.
Look behind you.
Oh Jesus!
But really,
I love your living room
guys,
furniture, by the way.
Hey, Luís, high five.
Hey. Where was I? Oh yeah. So, guys, you can send us more questions, like anything your heart desires, you know. And to everyone who sent us questions, thank you very much. You know, just throwing it out there. Okay, so this question is: do pilots take crash courses?
I remember that
Uh,
one.
I'm gonna answer no. They take Crash Bandicoot. Hey.
Oh,
Hey,
wait. What?
oh, hey, oh.
Yes,
Huh.
they take crash courses. I'm answering you. You know who you are, you little asshole. They do take crash courses when they're like really really high, and then they just kind of like slowly, and then really rapidly crash like to sleep. Yeah,
Well, I'm pretty sure they
let's turn
take
up.
like maybe they take crash courses as in maybe what happens is the instructor he uses a very interesting method of teaching. He puts you in the plane. He flies you up to about 1,000 feet. He's got the parachute, you don't, and he jumps out and says, if you land the plane, you get your pilot's license. If not, you already signed a waiver.
I'm pretty sure that would be illegal. Unless
Not
you're
if
in
you signed the
Lewis's
waiver.
country. Mwah. Just kidding. Love you, Lewis.
Anything
know-
can be legal if you sign a waiver. Gotta
this
read those
whole
terms and
thing,
conditions.
when you said that you jump out and do something else, I know it's completely unrelated, but it reminded me of Baby Cookie. I showed that to Tyler, I guess. Remember, Tyler? Did you get to the part about bad
Yes. Yes.
dreams? That was brilliant. I'll put it on the link shader. It's a sketch. There's a few of them with this plastic baby doll with a bandit mask.
Oh shit, I
And
saw that.
yeah, and pink socks. And it's from a web series called Chad Vader, made by Blame Society Films. And this character in particular is fucking hilarious in the series. And so she has like her own shows and a few spin-offs. Wish I made more things with her. And there's this one which is like a question show she has, and a kid asks what should he do when he has bad dreams. And well, go and listen to it because it's hilarious, and I'm not gonna spoil it. Even though I know by memory every like the major videos with Baby Cookie. I know like every single
You've
line.
memorized Baby Cookie, but you haven't memorized the podcasts.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shame on you.
Shame.
Sorry.
Hashtag shame.
But yeah, you guys were talking about crash courses, right?
Yep.
I derailed there a bit.
Yes, you did. You should feel ashamed. And also, who asked the question? It was Nick, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
You should feel ashamed. That pun.
Yeah,
Get
you
that
should,
pun out of here.
prick.
How very dare you ask us such a question about planes and crashing?
You know what? You
The answer
to
is
defend
yes.
yourself, Nick.
Oh god.
Well,
Wait, harsh.
ooh, cheeky.
Lewis is like, what
So, do we want to do another question, or do we want to go to the audience question?
Yeah,
which I have an
let's
idea
do one
for.
more. This one was sent by Quirky, also known as
Nope.
Jamester1289.
That's better.
He asks, who would you pick for a cast in Episode 7 of Star Wars, I think it means.
Spartan Sloth, TDBTyler, TJ1023, and Nick Gons.
I
Yes.
couldn't answer
Do I
that
get
better
to be,
myself.
Han?
I'm going to
No,
be the
you're
main
the
character for a
controller.
little while that dies off. It's going to be tragic.
Han. Han dies in the 7th episode, I think.
You're
Maybe.
gonna play Sean Bean.
Spoiler alert for a
Yes,
film that's not even
also
out
Game
yet.
of Thrones.
I'm hoping that they'll find a way to put Kyle Katarn in this movie, so I'll be Kyle.
I will be. I'll be the Emperor. Fuck it. He's got a clone, right?
Yeah, supposedly.
I'll be Darth Sidious.
The second.
I will be Han Solo.
Darth
Sidious
Sidious Jr.
I'll be Darth Sidious Jr. No, Nick should be Darth Sidious Jr. I mean, he's
Oh
Nick
yes, I will
Jr..
absolutely do that. Fucking,
Darth Sidious
oh wait,
Jr..
no. I want to be Darth Maul Jr.
There's no Darth Maul Jr.
Well, there's
TJ,
Darth
you
Sidious
can be-
Jr., so fuck you.
You can be Darth Tyrannus Jr. Get
JK,
it,
I love
TJ?
you.
Darth Tyrannus Jr.
Yeah.
That's not
don't
how
do
it works,
two.
because Jr. isn't a middle name.
Oh, shut up.
Well, I mean, it
I'll be
could be,
Darth
I
Maul
guess.
OG.
You know, I want to have a kid, and I'm gonna name him Thomas. And then I'm gonna make his middle name Jr. So he will be Thomas Jr. Jr.
And then
Are
your
you a
child
junior?
will hate you forever.
He will still be TJ. He will be not only will he be a Thomas Jr. He will be a TJ Jr.
Well, if your father's middle name was like Jorge or something that starts with a J, then you would be a TJ Jr. as well.
I have no idea what my dad's middle name is.
It might be something with a J. You don't know.
I don't think so. I know what my mom's middle name is. It's Celery.
Celery?
Wow.
Celery.
Like from Bloody Marys?
No, it's not anything. It's a name. Not celery. Celery with an S, I, and L.
Oh, I thought that the S at the beginning of it was just a
That's so silly. Sorry.
That's so Raven.
You thought it was a lisp?
Yeah.
I don't have a lisp.
No, I thought it was when you
What you
said
talking about,
celery.
Celery. I have some celery to give you. Okay,
No,
anyway.
that's
yeah.
just offensive.
Your mom is offensive.
Okay, so I think we can now go for the questions for the audience. The answer, actually. This one was sent by some weird dude called TDBTyler or something.
Who's that?
I don't know, some fucking weird dude.
He sounds
Yeah,
like a
who likes
cool guy with a
goats.
middle name that's similar to mine.
Yeah, yeah. He sounds like the sort of guy who would have like George as his middle name.
And apparently it's his
George,
first.
fucking
Tyler the
George.
George guy.
Oh, fuck off.
But anyway,
Luís the goat fucker guy.
hey,
Okay, I
come
love
on.
you, Luís.
That's the
TJ the
impolite term.
1023 guy.
No,
Nick the
you
Gons
cannot
guy.
give yourself a title,
Nick the
TJ.
Shifty Shades of Grey guy.
Shifty Shade Grey.
Nick the junior guy.
What was my answer again? I kind of missed that
Okay,
bit.
so yeah, thank you very much. This one was sent by Tyler, and it's from
Who's
podcast
that?
number 26. I don't think we've read that yet, so if we did, I'm sorry. The question was, when was the last time you told a lie? And the answer is, earlier today when someone offered me the last biscuit in our little biscuit tin. I said I didn't really want it all generously, but I really wanted it.
Didn't we already answer this one?
I'm just going to point this out as the
Not
editor
answer
of
this,
your
but-
podcast.
We did?
We did answer this before.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so. It's because the questions for the audience is not marked. Now I'm starting to mark them.
Do it.
So, okay, so questions for the audience.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Yes.
Hold on.
Hold.
Hold
And
it.
just leave it in.
If you check the answers from the audience, you will find. Oh shit. Oh yeah, if you check the questions for the audience thread on your page, you will find a new answer.
God damn it, Nick. Did you
I
just
think
add
it's
a
a
new
thing.
answer?
For 24
Well,
seconds ago.
prolonging the podcast.
24 seconds ago.
Really, Nick?
Yeah.
That's not even an answer.
We did ask that question though.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I
it's
asked
because.
that question last
well,
podcast.
He answered his own damn question.
oh my god.
You gotta
Is that
read it now.
podcast even out? Yeah, it's out already. Never mind.
Don't say
No,
anything
oh,
else.
is-
Just say the answer.
Wait, that's podcast 31.
you said it
is
last
No,
time.
no.
though.
Don't even say anything else. Just say the answer.
You're an
Oh.
ass man.
Yeah,
We could also put a comma there and put you're an ass man.
Fucking
so
God.
the question from our last podcast was, are you an ass or boobs breast kind of person? And so Nick answered he's an ass man.
Yeah, because I'd feel fine if her tits were small. Like that's fine. I don't care about her tits that much. You're doing it from behind. You don't really see it. But
Wow.
the ass is like a cushion. It's nice. It's better. This coming from the youngest guy out of the four.
So when you
It's just
fall
everyone
over
else is
after
holding their tongue.
2.5 seconds, you have a nice cushion to fall on.
Nah, for like 3 minutes.
See what I
Ecstasy.
did there?
I have no
Yeah, you're saying
words.
I don't last long. Well, fuck you two. Jesus.
No thanks.
I last for at least,
I don't roll that way.
or for at most 3 minutes.
I just realized I feel like I've been shitting on Nick this entire podcast.
No,
I
feel-
apologize.
I feel the exact same. I feel like I've been shitting on you too.
Can we stop
No,
shitting
really,
on
really
each other?
metaphor.
Oh god.
See, I didn't even bring up the shit jokes.
Okay, so question for the audience. Now that that's been answered,
Yeah.
I actually have an idea for a question.
Okay,
Oh.
go ahead. Since
It's
last
not
time
so
was
much a
Nick
question
last.
as it is an action statement thing or a
Do you
request.
have a stupid
I-
name? Just kidding.
Actually,
George,
instead
is
of a
it
question for the
just-
audience, I would like you guys, if you have any like memorable quotes that you guys remember from any of our podcasts, you don't have to look for them if you don't want to. But if you remember anything that particularly made you laugh, or you wanted to call us an idiot for it, or whatever, just go ahead and post it in the audience answer thread.
Wait,
Just
wait,
send us your
no.
quotes there.
Should we make a thread for that?
Psst, psst, they're trying to make you
what?
do work. Everyone that's listening, they're trying to make you do
Shut
work.
up, Tyler.
Tyler, we're trying to make you do less work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck.
But wait, should we make a thread for that?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
sure.
Okay.
Do it.
So
Actually,
guys,
we
but
could make a separate thread, but
yeah,
just
by the time you listen to this podcast, there will be a quotes thread, and if you have anything you wanna put there from our previous podcast, from the current podcast you're listening to, just go ahead and do it. If you please do put the podcast number and
Time.
like,
Yeah, like a
time
Put the
and
time.
who said it. So yeah, the reason for this is for future projects, video related or not. Because as I said, I'm planning to make some T-shirts for myself.
Yeah. Plus, we all
jerk
have
off with.
Alzheimer's, and we don't remember what we said.
Guys, they're trying to make you do all the work. Don't listen to
Shut
them.
the fuck up, Tyler. Nick, you said you had an answer question. Poop.
Thing.
Yeah, in this episode of the podcast, Tyler chose the awesome biker name of Phoenix Dick Tits
Phoenix
McGee.
Dictates.
When did I
I thought it
choose
was
that?
Phoenix.
What is your
I thought it was
biker
Phoenix
or
Dick
stripper
Tits
name?
Dick Prince.
No. It was Phoenix Dick Tits McGee. So I want to know. I want to ask the audience, what is your biker and or stripper name?
I can't remember this being a
Great
biker or
question.
stripper name that I said that I would call myself.
No,
Or George.
Tyler, it was us. Don't.
George is a pretty legit stripper name too.
Oh my god.
Now
Really?
bringing out our loveliest lady. Meet George.
It's like me. I'm standing there like,
fucking 56-year-old fat ass guy with a perm comes out.
fat
Hey,
ass.
George.
His tidy whities. And
Is
nothing
that a
else.
dagger in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Is that a dick
It's actually
print?
just a wrench.
Is that a dick or are you just happy to see me?
Wow.
Well then.
On that note,
So I think you can wrap it up. Everyone, thank you so much for listening. Nick, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you for having me on, Luís. It's always a pleasure.
Pleasure's
it's been a
ours, mate.
pleasure. Okay,
No,
Uh,
let's
the
go.
pleasure is mine.
Hey, come on, you don't have to be so selfish. And George, TJ, thank you guys for being here.
I'm going to murder you while you're asleep.
Sing Assim Você Me Mata one more time, motherfucker. I double dare
No,
you.
sir.
Instead of
No,
TDBTyler, when
So,
you list
George,
all the names in the video,
I
just
think
put
I
George.
said it wrong.
Don't.
Así no
so-
se me mata.
TJ, I ask one thing of you. Do not do that. That thing that Nick said. Don't do
Please
that.
do. Instead
What?
of TDBTyler, put George.
No, don't.
Yeah, on the screen names.
Oh god.
No, because when people start off the video, they're not going to understand. Like, they're going to be like, oh, look
I
at
can put it on
George.
the description.
Just in the
like,
video, nowhere
I know what I'll do.
Luís,
I'll have
Nick,
it. I'll have it
TJ,
fade out to George halfway through the video.
and TDBTyler, aka George.
Ugh. So feel free to dislike this video, everyone.
All right then. So everyone, thanks so much for listening. Nick, thanks for being our guest, and
Thank you for having me.
don't forget, guys, you can send us questions, answer the questions we ask you, and now you can send us quotes for future projects. And until next week, say no to drugs. I don't know. Bye.
Fuck goats.
Time to say goodbye. So I'm going to fade it out on that.
Everything is awesome.
Stop.
This podcast intro and outro music is provided to us by TDBTyler. You can find him on Rooster Teeth by searching for his name, TDBTyler, and looking for his group, Oh the Commanity, spelled O-H, exclamation point, THECOMMANATEE. You can also find more of his work on YouTube by searching for his channels, The Dropped Banana, all one word, and Oh the Commanity.
La 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 la.
TJ, is that a good on your dick?
Done. I'm just. I can't.
I don't imagine
Burst.
any of this will
Burst.
make it into the end.
Burst. Swag.
I
Burst.
saw. It's funny because you mentioned that, and then I saw them talk about that on the last podcast. It was in a Let's Play. It was in the new GTA 5 Let's Play.
I went to
And I'm
the.
like, oh my god, Luís just showed me that.
We are officially ahead of Achievement Hunter. You can all bow down to us now. Except it's probably getting edited out.
That's the end.
our new depressing intro.
Bye,
Yeah,
everyone.
that's the end of it. Bye.
Bye.